In this video, we are going to discuss why it's important that you learn NLP, okay? It doesn't matter if you're a student, if you are a working professional, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a businessman, it doesn't matter who you are. You need this technology to improve your life, okay? Why am I saying this, and why am I saying this with so much certainty? Because neuro-linguistic programming stands for how you speak, how you talk to others, how you interpret others. Don't you think how you interpret and how you talk is 90% of your life? Do you think there is a life for you without a certain level of communication? And if I can tell you, like, you can basically 30x or 30x or 40x your communication, don't you think it will really improve your life, really make you a better person, really make you seem like a better person to everyone else? If you think that, then you are at the right track. You need to learn neuro-linguistic programming. Now, what is neuro-linguistic programming? In a gist of it, what it is? Neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP, is the toolkit, and it basically says that how a person interprets something is different from how you interpret it. So one of the most important presupposition in NLP is the map is not the territory. Now, what is a map? Map is how we see the world, okay? And when we see the world, we don't see it as a map, we don't see it as a globe, we see it differently, right? And how we see the world is not how the world is actually. How the map is not how the world is, okay? When you go into the world, you see it differently. Map is basically a construction by someone, okay? I'll try to more elucidate it. What is basically a map? Map is something that we create to make a meaning out of life, make a meaning out of world. When I say world, I mean life. So since everyone grew up differently, everyone had a different environment, everyone developed a different outlook towards life. Even when twins are born, even if there is a difference in seconds, their map will change, okay? How they perceive the world will change, how they make meaning will change, okay? Maps are related to meaning, okay? Whenever you look at something, you create a meaning inside. This is a gestalt change, okay? You create and your personality slightly change, and you are not able to notice that change, this is why meditation is important, to notice that change, that every second your personality, your being is changing. For example, I come and tell you that you are strange. You will have a different meaning as compared to your brother, your sister, your mother. When I come and say this to you, and when you say the same thing to me, I'll have a different meaning. When you say the same thing to your friend, they will have a different meaning. So map is not the territory, map is not the true picture. What the meaning that you have created is not the true picture, which is why neuro-linguistic programming is important, which is also why traveling is important. When you travel, you explore new territory, you meet new people who have different map, who have different way of seeing the world. And when you experience that, you begin to question your own map. Is this the right way to think? Is this the right way of seeing the world? So map is basically how you see the world, but how you see the world is not necessarily how the world is. That is the basic definition of map that you will not find anywhere. Map is how you see the world. How your mother sees the world is different. How your sister or brother see the world is different. How any of the relatives see the world is different. And most of the challenges in life come from this issue, because we want others to see the world as we are, okay? We don't want to value their way of world. And when we develop this kind of mindset that they have to see the world as we are, we basically challenge their map. And we challenge their map, we are unknowingly challenging their identity, okay? Map is not your identity, but map is closest to the identity that you have if you're not enlightened. So the first thing that you need to do is let the person be as they are. Don't try to change them, don't try to give them their map, give them their experience so they can develop their map, develop their way of life, develop the meaning in life, but don't try to force them to change. Don't try to impart your way of life into someone else, okay? You have developed in a different environment, with a different mindset in front of different people, which is why you think the way you have thought. They have lived in a different environment with different people, which is why they have developed the way they are. And let them be as they are. They are unique in their own terms. You are unique in their own terms. Cherish in that. Value them for who they are, and you will have a really great life, really beautiful life. Be with people that you can relate your map with. Now if you look at how we make friends in a similar way, right? When we meet people, if they have similar values, we connect, we get in touch, we talk to them, we like to hang out with them. When we connect with someone who challenges our way of life, who challenges the meaning of life, who challenges the values we hold in life, we cannot be friends with them, we become against them. We either make distance or try to change them, okay? Or in other case, in worst case, we get changed. So that's basically a different video on how someone else can change you and how you can be influenced by someone else. But the first thing that you need to understand is map is not the territory. If you want to become a master of yourself, you need to understand that without this there is no self mastery, okay? The first thing you understand, whatever you have learned in your life is not everything, is not the true reality, okay? True reality goes beyond that, and there are like infinite number of people with different reality. What are you gonna do? Someone says X is right, someone says Y is right. What are you going to do? The same thing with God, right? Everyone has a different belief in God, and no matter how many beliefs or how many perspectives you go through, you will never experience God, because God is beyond all experiences. Where the experience ends, godliness begins, okay? That is basically the journey to self-mastery, and no amount of thinking is going to help you reach there. And so the first thing you need to understand is map is not the territory. Whatever you have learned, whatever you understood, whatever you believe is not everything, is not certain. And if you even compare it with yourself along the time, when you were a child, you have a different like, dislike, you have different belief system. When you grow up, you have a different belief system. Every time it's changing, every time your personality is changing. If you think about yourself, what is basically a personality? A personality is combination of your values, your principles, your goals, your desires, and your being. All these things comprise your personality, and except one, everything else is changing. And the one that is not changing, you cannot experience it right, or you cannot experience unless you meditate, okay? Everything else is changing, everything that you know is changing every time, and you are completely different individual that you were 10 years ago, basically 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 100 years ago. Everything is changing except that one thing, and the one thing you can experience only if you meditate and you learn this NLP and gestural psychology. That's all for this particular video. I hope you learned something from this video, if not a lot, and I hope to see you in the next video. Looking forward to catching you. Thank you.